When I say this is called a column, why this is called a row. Then points, that is this place. I call it active cell because whatever I'm writing in this or typing in this place is resulting inside this. It was able to happen because I'm placed inside a cell. And if I want to make reference of this particular cell, I call it A2, cell A2. Do you understand? That is telling me that that is the point of A, column A, row 2. Do you get? So coming to moving down. Now, I've showed you what a cell looks like. And this is what you can do using your Excel. Now, Excel help you keep records. It helps you do some calculations, show charts, track changes. Now, when it comes to this show charts, you'll be seeing something like, you'll be seeing something. Okay. Sorry, can anyone hear me? Hello.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was kicked out. So back. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. Say something like this, and I want to place it or display it in a chart box. When I click on this, this is it. So these are charts, right? These are charts that you can use to display this particular information. Check it. So it helps you to check to present your information in chart form. This all this is called in chart. So coming back to where we are. So that is what Excel does, help you record, do calculation, show charts, then track changes. And now charts can actually help you make some fast decisions. So if you have something, so looking for okay, who is the highest score and all that, with charts, it's very easy. Once you have a chart, you can actually look at your chart and able to pick out the highest performer student performed well, all that, or who's that made more sales. Now, in the same Excel, you can still do data entry. Just like you asked me whether Excel is still sent in a spreadsheet. In spreadsheet, you also do some typings. You can enter information there, right? That's what we're also doing. That's also what we're doing in Excel. You can fill in information. You do small data entry. Now, I think this is a physical class. I would have asked you guys to type this, but then it's like typing this, just putting information inside these places are called data entry. Right. So when it comes to now this is a function, or let me just call it a function, or okay, an inbuilt function in Excel that can help you make some automatic fields, right? Now, automatic fields, what I mean is like help you fill some numberings or fill something that looks alike. For instance, this autofill now, they have autofill, they have sequence, they have flash fill. I believe you might be hearing of autofill, you might be hearing of flash fill, but I'm not sure that you've heard of sequence though. Now, what this does, it helps you fill informations. Now, when I come to, let me show how it works. I'll be using this exercise for it. Let me start from autofill. Now, before you even start making start writing or thinking of performing a calculation or if anything in Excel, the rules is that you start with the equals to sign. Like I can't, if I want to make a sum, right? I can't just go straight and type sum, right? Because now typing this thing like this, Excel is definitely saying this thing as a text. It sees it like I want to just put in some informations. It's not saying it like I want to do some calculations, right? Now, for instance, if I want to sum this column B, and I just type in sum, definitely this is not going to work. Excel is not even seeing it like I'm even performing an action, like I'm even doing a calculation. You get it just sees it as normal stuff, so it's not responding. Now, for me to achieve my purpose being summing this column together, this column to get the result, total sum of all this. Now, for me to achieve my purpose, I use equals to sign. Now, equals to sign is not telling me that I want to perform a function, right? So when I tell equals to sum, now these are features that telling you're actually using a function because you have equals to sign, right? So if I click on this and go to this place, now and enter, is giving me a total sum. But this one will not respond because it's seeing it as a text. And this one was able to respond because it's a function. And what makes this a function is just this equals to sign. If I remove the equals to sign, it becomes a text. Right? So, and you can also achieve this selection. You can do this selection by doing the control shift down method. Control shift down. Now, control shift down will make a selection. Now, the first one I did was to drag like this to make my selection. But in cases you have more than 100 rows to work on, it will be tiring if you start doing a drag down, right? But the control shift down, just control key, shift key, and down arrow will make a selection. And now this selection, once it's doing a selection, it ends where the information ends. But if you still click the shift arrow, it's still going to go down, right? But the first stop is where your information stop. Or you want to see the last row of your data set, you make use of control shift down instead of just doing a down arrow or instead of doing a selection. A control shift down makes a selection and it also takes you down to the last row of your data set. So I'm coming back to show you this sequence, all that. So back to this. Okay. So I'm going to use autofill first. Then after autofill, I'll show you flash fill, then last one, sequence. Now in autofill, I'm going to actually, this is how autofill works. Let me type 1, so this one, and so, right? Now I can, if I go to this place and start dragging, now look, pay attention where my arrow is, right? Now, if I want to say I want to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm supposed to show Excel what I really want. Now, if I should type 1 and come to this place, this extreme, this green dark something, if you place your arrow there, it will change. If I should drag this thing, if I should drag it, if you notice, it will repeat 1, 1, 1, right? So before I could start this thing, I'm going to, first of all, let me write this. I want to type 1, just like I did there, and type 2, and make the selection together. I'll select the two of them and come at S3 and do a drag. Now, if you notice that when I'm dragging this, you're seeing the numberings that tell me I'm in cell in row 8. If I go down row 9, go down row 10, 11, and 12. So once I leave it, this is what I have. Now, this is what they call autofill. Now, if you don't do your selection very well, this is what you will get. Let's say you want to do what I did, you want to do the autofill method, and you do not select the two of them, and you just come to this place and drag. Everything will change to 1, right? So before you do the autofill, you have to select, you must have showed and said that I want to do a numbering, and this is the pattern you should use. I want 1, then I want 2, right? And this is the pattern you use. So for me to make it perfect or go ahead with my autofill, I'll make a selection of 1 and 2 together. Then come to the extreme, drag. Now it's not only based on 1 and 2. I can actually come here 1, then come here 3, right? And still do the selection together. Come to the extreme and drag. Do you understand? So it depends on what you want to do. So this method I just did is an autofill. Get. Now the other one I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you what they call the sequence. Now, sequence gives you room to make your to set your conditions and how you want the display, right? Now, I'll type in sequence. Now, if I click on sequence, this is what it says. Sequence returns, it returns a sequence of numbers, right? Now, if I tap on this sequence, This the prompt here is showing row. This one is showing column. Start on steps. Now, what this means is that this particular one, what it means is how many rows you want to return, right? And the other one shows column, how many columns you want to return also. First one, how many rows? This one, how many columns? Then the start means, are you starting from 0? Are you starting from 1? Are you starting from 2? Like, where are you starting from? Do you get? Then the step means, okay, if you start from 1, how many steps are you going for? Which, like, are you jumping any number, or do you want it to be in special order? That is what the steps is. Start, step, then column, row. Now I'm going to work with this. Now this row is not like, it depends on how many rows you want to return. But if I'm going to return one row, I can still skip this. Skip entering row with a comma. It will move to the second one. Now I want to return, sorry, it's column that you can skip. Row, I want to return 10 rows. Then I don't, because I'm returning 10 rows, maybe in one column, I may not be entering a number of columns. So I can do that, just skip it with a comma. Then it asks me for start. Now this is my start point. This is where I will be like, okay, I want to start with 2. Start your counting, start the numbering from 2. Then the step I will take, I'm taking 2 step 2, right? So I'll close it, and that brings to the end of my command. So if I click my enter button, this is what I'm seeing. Now if you look at this, this is the 2 I asked it to start, and this is the step I asked it to take. So it's taking 2 step, right? And it's returning 10 rows for me. Okay, the reason why I added this to double comma, these 2 comma here, is that I did it to skip this. I did not enter my column, right? Now let me repeat on that one.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that if you're working with one column, you can skip it. You can see type 1. Now let me not skip, so let me do this one again. The same thing, equals to sequence, right? We are working with 10 rows, comma. We are working with column, 1 column, comma. I want you to start from 2, and it should go by 2 steps, right? Then enter. We are having the same thing. Here, I do not include column. I just skipped it with a comma. Why? Because we are working with only 1 column. And this place, I added 1. That's still the same thing. I'm working with 1 column. Look at this, that's still the same result.
Mm-mm.
You still don't get.
No. And because there is no rule in that sequence formula as well.
That, look at it.
There's column starts.
Look at the row
Okay.
here. The first thing that will show is row. Let me type it. Equals to sequence. See it. The first thing that will show
Okay,
here
yeah.
is rows. Now these rows are how many rows you are returning. Then columns, how many columns you want to return. You can actually add 2 columns. That means the result we'll be having here is 40. Then and start, the number you're starting with, and step, how many steps you want to take. So I want to do another one. We are working with
Okay.
10 columns. This time, sorry, 10 rows. This time around, I'm adding 2 columns, right? And I'm starting with 2, and I'm taking a step of 2. And enter. Look at it.
Okay. 2 column 10.
Yes. So
10, 2, 2, 2.
you understand? So the number of
Yeah.
columns depends on how many columns you want to return. But I don't really see this double column, because what it does is it doesn't number it 1, 2, 3, or it's just split it into 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's advisable when you're using a single column that you just do a normal, just this normal numbering. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is it. I hope we all get what sequences are.
Yes.
Okay. So the last one now is flash fill. Coming to this flash fill only works when your whatever you want to do is close by. Now, if there is a single column separating the main thing you want to do, it's not going to work, which means it's a replica of the next column beside. What I mean is this. Now, looking at this information, the only way you can extract this or answer these questions here is with flash fill. There is no other command that you can use to do that. Like we have the red shirt. They said one column should have a red, then the other one is product, which is shirt. The other one is item code, which is 123. Now with flash fill, you can achieve that. There's no other command that you can use to do this. So for me to achieve this, I have to show Excel what I want. This is what I want, red. I want it to just extract the colors for me, right? Yeah, but then, let me see that it will work. It can't work, or else I have to turn on my flash fill. So to turn on your flash fill, you come to data here. Then you come down here. This is called flash fill. So if I click on this icon, see what happened? It will just extract the other ones for me. Okay. Coming to products, the same thing. I would first of all show what I want. Shirt. Then turn on my flash fill. Then item code. I'll show 123. The same thing. Now I think you can actually achieve this flash fill with Control E. Instead of always running back to data and click this, you can just click on Control E. Control E is flash fill to work for you too, right? So now this is the 3 way you can actually fill your space. Now it doesn't limit to only alphabet. I actually use numbers. That's why I included this. Now, when I said that if you have an empty column separating this stuff, it won't work. For instance, I want to repeat this 123 here. I type 123 and I do a Control E. Let's see whether it works. I do a Control E. Look at what they're telling you. We looked at all your data next to this, so your selection, we did not see any patterns of it. You get so it should be close, should be something close. Now, what is separating this thing is just a single column. So they have looked at this column and it's empty. They cannot pick out anything from here. That's why it will not work. But if I should come here, close by, and just type 123 and do a Control E, you see, it will work. It will just take whatever that is beside it and fill in the space. Okay, move